Hello, my lovelies. Today I will be spilling my juicy self-care secrets while doing self-care makeup. Okay, first let's prep our lips with some chapstick. Not because this is a part of the look, but because you should always prep your lips before doing any makeup look. It makes your lip combo go on so much better. The real tip for hydrated looking lips though is to drink plenty of water throughout the day. I know you've heard it many times, but it's true. First, we're gonna get into beauty secrets about my hair while I put my hair up in rollers for the look. Here is my bag of rollers. I believe these are called Velcro rollers. I wish I had some more like neon retro ones, but these are still very cool for the look. By the way, I'm purposely doing a self-care makeup look just to be creative, even though I easily could be doing self-care things. I of course have to incorporate makeup because you only live once, and I think it would be really fun to do that. I got these rollers from Amazon. I don't use them too often. I actually like to use clips more in my hair, but for the photo purposes, I think the rollers will look really cute. I'll show you what they're called on Amazon. First, I'm sectioning off my hair. I'm gonna start with the bottom half of my hair and then work my way up. I have had a long struggle with my hair. I have always had long hair. I have never wanted to trim it too much. So for people who've ever wondered how I have such long hair or wonder if I have extensions, I really only have long hair, partly because I take care of it well, but also because I've never wanted to cut it very short, not since I was little. That was a tough period of time when I had a haircut like up to here. That was not the vibe. But I really did struggle with always having frizzy hair, and I wanted to do all kinds of styles with it. I went through a phase and time in high school where I would straighten my hair every day, and I very much regret that. But now I feel like I have such a healthy relationship with my hair. I feel like I went through so many phases where I just couldn't accept that some aspects of the way my hair was genetics, and some aspects were well within my control to do better and have healthier hair. Obviously, I still dye my hair. I dye it red, but there are a lot of tips that I have learned along the way with that journey as well, and I just enjoy that much more because my natural hair color is a kind of like, I hate to say mousy brown, but that's what it is. I actually was born with super blonde curly hair, believe it or not. Then over time, it just became kind of a doled out like dark blonde or light brown, and I never was really a big fan of it. So in high school, I dyed my hair brown, and it was way too dark for me. I kept dyeing it and dyeing it. I just couldn't get it to what I wanted to look like. I did it myself. It was box dye. So there was mistake number one. Then in an attempt to correct that, I got my hair professionally done with highlights, and my hair turned like a red color from the previous brown dye, but then the blonde was on top of it, and it was not the greatest look. I don't think I have a photo of it, but just picture ketchup and mustard, and that was my hair. So then over time, I just kept bleaching my hair over and over again, getting more highlights, a balayage, just different types of blonde phases that I went through, and they were fun, and I did enjoy the blonde color. However, my hair was just not the healthiest. I eventually just felt like I couldn't keep bleaching my hair this way forever. So if you've ever considered ditching the bleach, I highly suggest you do so. If you found a way to do it yourself at home and you can keep up with it, or you have the money to use all the best products with a professional and you do the proper maintenance to keep your hair healthy, then that's fine. But I feel like it just got too expensive for me, and I wasn't taking the time or spending money on the right products to maintain my hair's health. So therefore I didn't see how long-term I could keep bleaching my hair forever and ever. Recently, then I got my hair dyed brown. It's basically was just toner over it to slightly match my natural hair color. I was definitely scared because once I did it, I felt like I looked super pale. I felt like I didn't have an aesthetic or any vibe to my hair any longer, and I felt really sad about that. And I wanted to go copper with my hairstylist, but she informed me, as I found out, that it's very difficult to maintain. You need constant maintenance and root touch-ups with the stylist, and I just didn't want to spend the money on that, and I felt like I didn't have the time for that. So after a while of having the brown, I felt really healthy because I didn't need to keep bleaching it, but I decided that I would just dye my hair at home. I actually had my husband do it for me. I love him for that. I will drop the products that I use here. I used really professional hair products, and I felt like because it's dye, I'm not a hair professional, but because it's dye, in my head, it felt better than bleaching it. And so far, my hair has been much healthier. Not only that, but I've been enjoying my hair color so much more. It just brings me so much more life, and I can consistently have my roots done because now I can do it at home. So I don't need to book an appointment or wait till I save up a certain amount of funds to get my hair done. To upkeep my hair, to keep it healthy, I use hair masks. I do use a deep hair conditioning mask over my conditioner in the shower sometimes, and other times I use a conditioner that is for red hair specifically, so it deposits color and makes their vibrancy last longer. Because as many of you may know who dye your hair a color, it fades super quickly. So having a colored hair conditioner and mask is amazing. I also only needed to use permanent dye over all of my hair only one time. So now every time I touch it up, I just use toner, so in a really low developer, so that way I'm not putting a lot of damage on my hair every time I color it. And I only use the permanent dye on my roots when my roots need to be touched up, and that's only like once a month, maybe once in every 6 weeks. And when I do that, I use also a very low developer. One, because I don't have super dark hair naturally, but two, I feel like I can get it to match the hair color that I have going on underneath already with the toner overall. So there's not much of a need for a stronger developer. I believe I'm saying that right. That way I don't need to keep putting on tons of damage. And then I also get my favorite hair color with minimal damage. Another huge hair hack that I've been doing is putting my hair in braids when I go to sleep, or doing the sock curls for like a heatless hairstyle. There's tons of options to choose from. Highly suggest that you get into those. But I've also just been more gentle with my hair. And what I mean by that is when you brush your hair, I'm somebody who has always, since I was even very little, struggled with having very tangled hair. And every hairstylist that I've ever gone to, or anybody that's ever brushed my hair, has always said that I have tons of tingles, and basically if it's tough that they're brushing it so hard, and I'm like, no, I'm used to it. But even though I do struggle with that, I highly suggest that you start brushing your hair with the intention of saving each one of your hairs. So something that I learned, that I saw someone put actually on TikTok a long time ago, a hairstylist, she was showing how you brush your hair, it makes a big difference. Kind of like when you brush your teeth, they always say you need to be very gentle with your gums, because over time you can get gum recession if you brush too hard. And it's similar for your hair. Like, you put unnecessary tension on your hair when you start brushing from the top to the bottom. You really should carefully brush your hair like in the palm of your hand at the ends, and then work your way up as you get the knots out. So coming from somebody that has very tangled hair, I need to upkeep brushing my hair way more often. One, because it helps stimulate the scalp and bring the oils from the scalp to the ends in between your hair wash days. But two, this way it prevents from getting like those heaping mats of tangled hair, where you're definitely going to do some damage to your hair getting those tangles out. And if you're getting those every week, you're unnecessarily breaking your hair. You could just brush your hair frequently but gently throughout the day. That way you prevent the need for those heaping mats of tangled hair to be brushed and therefore breaking your hair. I could go on and on about a lot of the upkeeping details that I learned about having colored hair as well as long hair, but this is just an overall self-care video. So just let me know if you want to follow up for hair stuff. I do have a hair video up for maintaining the color of my hair, but I always love to go more in detail, only if you guys want me to. Okay, now we're gonna go into the makeup part. I'm gonna create like a beauty mask, kind of like the ones you would put on your face for self-care. I'm gonna go in with my Athena palette, and I'm using this teal color. I think it will be so perfect for kind of like a retro beauty look, and I'm gonna use that to create the mask part. As far as skincare goes, everybody's skin is very different. Also, I am not an esthetician nor a dermatologist, but I have learned a lot about my skin over the years, especially because I heavily struggled with acne as a teenager and well into adulthood. And what I really found out was that less is more when it comes to skincare. I feel like the more products you buy and the more times you switch up your routine or layer on chemicals and heavy skincare products, the more damage it does to your skin, than the better, because I feel like your skin just can't handle it. I don't believe your skin is meant to handle all of those products, especially if you're somebody like me who struggles with acne. You really just have sensitive skin. I think that's what I came to understand at the end of the day, is that having acne relates to having sensitive skin. And I've very much noticed that. So what I feel like is best for those of us that struggle with that is getting products with very simple ingredients. I know there's some type of thing going on with like Cetaphil or CeraVe or something like that, but those are the products that my dermatologist told me to use. So I use Cetaphil for both my face wash and my moisturizer. I do love a good eye cream here and there. I think I could invest more in that here soon. I love using like under eye patches. I will use face masks once in a while, but I really just try to keep things to a minimum, especially because I had to go on Accutane. So my skin does much better now because of going through that, but I also know that it is not very good for my skin to put too many products on, especially ones that are super exfoliating or potentially more harsh. Plus, skincare for somebody in their 20s is very different than like somebody in their 80s. I feel like there's a lot of products that are not necessarily meant for you that people are marketed towards for like preventing aging, when I just don't really think there is such a thing, or the expense of it is really not quite worth it if you can't afford it. And I don't think it makes too much of a difference other than like maybe actual cosmetic surgeries or procedures. So I just think that when you keep things more simple, the better. I do suggest getting a good toner. I love using the Thayer's Witch Hazel. Really, any toner will do, and I do think that that is more heavily dependent on your skin type to choose what kind of other products you should be combining with your face wash and moisturizer. Also, I'm gonna say, even though I'm sure you're absolutely sick of hearing it by now, but you need to drink water if you want to see any type of progress in your skin. Water and eating good, not eating like crap, actually getting in all of your nutrients is extremely important for having good skin. Something that I always make sure I do as well, especially as somebody who really loves makeup, is I make it a priority to make sure my skin is extremely clean when I take off my makeup and when I go to bed. So I do this in several ways. One, I will typically take a makeup remover or toner or something to get like the excess of just like the surface level makeup stuff off. Then I will take a shower and I will double cleanse or sometimes even triple cleanse to make sure that my makeup is fully removed. And then, especially if I had done like a glam look or a more heavy makeup look, I will go back in with some type of makeup remover and remove off any excess that still didn't quite get off in the shower. And then if needed, I will wash my face again, or I will go in with my toner and then moisturize. Because most of the time, skin just gets clogged up from makeup that is just not fully removed, even though it looks like it's removed. So honestly, that was such a big game changer of just making sure that I was fully cleansing my face. Another major hack, especially if you struggle with having your makeup lay nicely on your face, is getting rid of peach fuzz and shaving. So I do this like maybe once a month. It's not too crazy of a need of mine, but it's also not causing issues like where you shave and it grows back thicker. That does not happen. But I do suggest getting one of those little facial razors, using like some lotion or a face specific oil to take off the peach fuzz. I think that does wonders for your skin under your makeup. Honestly, sometimes you just have a lot of dead skin or lots of little peach fuzz or hair follicles that are getting in the way of your skin complexion looking smooth, especially heavy under makeup. That is something big that I do that helps maintain the look of my makeup to look healthy and fresh. Also love to put ice underneath my eyes, especially because I wake up, I swear I have something called like morning allergies, where I know everyone gets this, but I specifically get extremely puffy to the point where if I do my makeup right when I wake up, you can see heavy under eye bags underneath my eyes, and it is just not a pretty look. That and my nose looks like twice the size. So I love doing a good ice facial right before, whether it's placing my face in ice water or gently placing ice in the areas that my face is inflamed. And I do all that before I do my skincare in the morning and then do my makeup. I'm gonna go in and just do a little bit on my eyes to add more to the makeup effect so it doesn't look like I just have a face mask on. Another beauty hack is for your lashes. As soon as I switch from mascara to lash clusters, I have never looked back. I think it is a great way to feel put together even when you're not wearing makeup, and that honestly is probably one of the biggest life hacks that I have ever found out, and I am so grateful for them. Okay, for the eyes, I'm gonna do something more of a retro vibe with this pink color. This is from the You Can Be Exotic Flavors palette. So I'm just gonna do that on both lids. Also, for other ways of just feeling better in general and taking care of yourself, I highly suggest finding a hobby that brings you peace. Something that truly brings you peace, like nothing that adds more stress or is very overwhelming or maybe financially straining, but something that allows your mind to rest, whether it's reading a book, doing makeup, crocheting, journaling, something to get your mind off things, because life can be very difficult and sometimes it's not healthy to fill your mind with all these negative things or to continue surrounding yourself with the people that are toxic, where you're inevitably going to feel unhealthy. Your self-care is heavily dependent on the boundaries that you set in your life, and the more time that you have to spend in a healthy way by yourself to cope with those things so that you can better face those issues when they come up, the better. I really enjoy listening to music, doing my makeup, picking out fun Pinterest boards. You need to be careful with social media a little bit though, not just scroll on your phone too much and compare. Going outside, playing with my cat. All these things can be so fun and creative. As burnt out as you may feel, and you may feel that you have no time for anything fun or creative for yourself, it's really important to make time for that. Because in my mind, especially now that I am used to making time to do things that I love or enjoy, in my mind, there's almost no point in doing anything else to take care of yourself if you mentally do not feel good. Now I'm just taking that same pink eyeshadow and I brought it down underneath my lash line and connected it to the same eyeshadow we did previously. As far as beauty secrets for glowing within, there's a lot to say about your diet and the way you work out and all other things related to internally how you feel. I will touch on a few things that honestly changed my life. Something that you need to research before you do it: psyllium husk, Psyllium husk. I believe that's what it is such a life changer for me. If you ever have constant tummy aches or you feel tired, any type of food feels like you have some type of allergic reaction, not like hives or something, obviously go to your doctor for that, but like when you just feel like you never feel good even after eating genuinely good food, you need to try this. Take a scoop, like a tablespoon of psyllium husk, once before breakfast and once before dinner every day. I promise you will feel so much better. It's like a fiber, because we honestly do not get enough fiber in our daily diet. At least me living in the US, it's very difficult to find that in regular everyday foods. A lot of foods that we eat are stripped of that, and it's very difficult if you're not used to incorporating a lot of natural veggies that include fiber in your food. So I think anyone needs a good boost of this. Again, speak to your doctor before doing anything crazy, but I think that taking this has genuinely changed my life. Some girl brought it up in like a glow up video from like 2024 or something, of just some subtle things that she started doing, and it's literally changed my life. I feel like my digestive system works so much faster now. And no, if you're worried that it's gonna like make you go like a laxative. It doesn't. It just makes it so your tummy doesn't hurt after eating. And it takes a bit to get used to after like the first week or so, but then pretty soon you won't be able to go without it because you'll notice the difference between the times that you took it and that you don't. And it just makes you feel so much better. I feel like my skin is much healthier because of it. I don't know if it's like the way my body reacts, if it's very difficult for it to break down the food without the extra fiber, and then it shows in my skin. But I literally have more energy because it's easier for my food to digest. I enjoy eating food more and therefore have an appetite for more food to eat more nutrients. And I just genuinely feel happier and less irritable without my tummy aching all the time. And I just don't think how I realized how often my stomach would hurt. So that is a huge life hack. Another beauty hack, which again, we've already touched on, is water. Drinking water is so important. But if you're not fully getting hydrated, then that's a problem. I saw a video of this doctor talking about how you could drink a bunch of water but not really be getting the hydration you need. And obviously hydration can come from fruits and other things as well. But here is something that I learned that really changed my life when it comes to drinking water. I'm gonna grab this shimmer and I'm gonna place that in my inner corners to make it look a little bit more bright and sparkly. This doctor was explaining how you're really not getting the full hydration that you think you are getting if you are not placing salt in your water, a little bit of salt, like just a pinch. And I use Celtic sea salt. I get it from Amazon. It looks like this and it is so good. I don't really taste it at all in the water, but it really helps. You get the maximum amount of like hydration out of the water that you drink every day. Also, for somebody who really struggles with drinking water, I put a straw. Sometimes I find like a fun straw from like the dollar store or something that makes me get excited about drinking my water. Get a fun water bottle, a fun glass, whatever you can to make it more attractive or desirable to drink water, as well as place lemon, like either a real lemon, squeeze some lemon, put some lemon juice in, or even those Mio like electrolytes. Those are really great as well. Just look up to make sure there's not too much of a sugar intake because you don't want to be doing that all day long. But that has done wonders for me to increase my water intake for the day. I'm also going to be placing some mascara on my lower lashes. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker and kind of spread out so I get that vintage doll look. I think that is gonna be so cute. Going to go in with this lip oil over my eyelids to give it more of a glossy effect and to make it look kind of like wet and shiny. Another tip for just like always feeling fresh and staying fresh when you're out and about in the day or at work, I love always having a good lip gloss or chapstick on hand because I feel like so much more put together when I have a cute lip combo on. But if I don't have those things, then my lips will get really crusty throughout the day, and it's like such an easy pick-me-up to always look fresh and put together, even though all it took was just packing that lip gloss or combo or chapstick in a bag to bring. It's just being prepared and you'll feel and look so much better because of it. Now I'm just lining my lips with the Anastasia lip liner in Deep Taupe. I'm gonna create a little bit of a lip combo here. That is something that truly made me feel so much more put together and a big pick-me-up in my everyday life is having like a lip combo, which you don't have to wear lipstick all the time, but I do really feel like having a good lip liner or like a really good chapstick or maybe like a colored lip balm or something just to add a little bit more something to your lips just always feels so much better. And even if I'm not wearing any makeup, I love wearing a cute lip combo and it just helps add to my overall well-being and feeling really cute and put together. I'm also going to go in with this light concealer and I'm just gonna pop that right in the middle. Now I'm taking the Revlon Make It Pink lipstick, just a cute little pink lipstick, and I'm gonna place that on top. Okay, now I know that you typically can't see your blush on your face mask, but I really want to add some because I think it would be so cute and add to the effect. So I'm going to go back in with the same eyeshadow that I used, but for my blush. It's like a pinky blush look, and I'm going to see how that turns out. Oh, another major beauty hack I don't see anybody talking about, but literally changed my life because, as I stated before, my skin is a bit sensitive. So I've always struggled with shaving and like being able to have a clean shave. I feel like I always get razor burn or some kind of like bumps afterwards, and my skin just gets irritated and it just never seems to look clean. And what I started doing, I got Pond's cream, like the Pond's cream, like for your face. I got that when I was doing a lot of Halloween makeup looks and I needed something like more heavy duty to remove the makeup. And then I thought how it made my face feel after, like really smooth after just applying it, even just to like take off my makeup. So then I decided to use that before shaving, and it literally makes my legs so soft. I don't do it every time I shave, but anytime I know like I have an event or something that I need to get fully shaved, like everything showered for, it's totally worth it. And you just use it on each section, kind of like a shaving cream before, and I promise you, you will never have felt more smooth in your life. Okay, the last self-care secret I have to give to you is so important, and it is heavily dependent on the work and effort you choose to put into yourself. No amount of facial products or juice cleanse or new vitamin or eye serum is gonna help you look better or feel better or be better. The only way you truly can take care of yourself and be your best self is if you constantly work to be the best version of yourself. And I mean mentally and spiritually and even physically. I know we talked about a little bit on eating but working out. Those things are all great, but you really need to focus on how you treat others, whether that's customer service representatives, whether that's your friends or your family or your loved ones and spouse. The way you treat others is so much more important and so much more reflective of the amount of self-care that you do, that it's almost silly to even try to care to do anything skincare or beauty related when you are an awful person. So don't be too stressed out about that. I know those things take time. Me personally, I struggle a lot with anger and resentment and letting go of things. So this year I've been really focusing on, in those moments where I really feel triggered and having that bad side come out of me, those are the hard times that I choose to implement new things to help me slowly rewire my brain to be a healthier and happier version of myself with how I respond or react to difficult situations. That over time will do wonders for you, and it will probably save you on a few more wrinkles in the future. Thank you, my lovelies, for staying till now. As always, please let me know how you think I did on this look, any other suggestions for future videos, and you better be subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.